Hey, welcome back to part two of Poor People Love Capitalism. That's right. If you watch part one, we come to find out that being poor is not just poor in the physical. You can be poor in spirit, and you can also be poor in the physical, but wealthy in the spiritual. It is all a state of being, and yeah. So let's go ahead and jump right back in, right? So there are people who spend $50 on one meal daily. None of these, nothing that I am saying is here to tell you not to enjoy yourself, not to indulge when it's time, not to celebrate and things like that. But poor people make indulgence a lifestyle. Poor people make, because again, like I said, they have an insatiable appetite that can never really be filled. They make this type of lifestyle a day-to-day thing. And it's not just that they live lavishly. It's nothing wrong with that. It's the fact that they are oppressing other people in the process. And when they have the opportunity to actually help God's people, that's really what it comes down to. Helping God's people. And not just giving to some random charity or giving to a charity of your choice because you two have an agreement that, tax wise, you guys are going to write each other off and you guys are going to send back the money back and forth. See, it's that company to company type of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, nope, nope, nope. My only charity that I'm going to do and donations and things like that is for my taxes. So this is what makes them feel better at night. Like, I just donated to such and such hospital. Or I just donated to such and such foundation of the homeless. Da, da, da. But low key, that company uses that money to pay their employees. And what they do for the homeless is go get them a little baggie. Mm, I'm speaking to something right now. They go get them a little baggie and $100 gift card and tell them, here you go, we really care. Meanwhile, the financial director typically made 60,000 a year, but when that privately owned corporation comes in to drop that bag, for some reason, they made about 150,000 a year. They made 200,000 a year, miraculously. Been on vacation, all type of stuff, because they were paid off. When in fact, some of that money could have went to move-in assistance, like helping somebody move into a place and paying their rent for 3 months, um, hiring a staffing agency to help get these people into entry jobs, like literally, I'm talking about groundwork type of building. See, this is why they don't give the spiritually rich, the spiritually wealthy people the money that they need. If you notice, a lot of people who have the riches and the funds and the access, they are not in organizations that's ground rooted, that's actually helping the poor, that's actually um, spending time in creating systems that will break the mold and free God's people. They don't do that. They do giveaways to look like good people on the internet. I really don't know where all this is coming from, y'all, but like, this is real. This is real. Like, financial oppression is not okay, especially when it's backed by wicked practices. How are we trillions of dollars in debt when none of the people actually get that? People are being stripped from their IRS checks as if these privately owned companies don't have enough money already. You know, the wealth transfer will be televised, and you're going to be shocked because the resources need to be reallocated to people who have game plans to actually help, and not just like sitting at the top like, oh yeah, we gave to them, sure, that's good. Let me turn my head the other way and not look. Or they have like an assistant in place that helps carry out the choosing and the picking and the, like, they're sifting through. Like, this is highly organized. This is highly organized crime, high organized oppression, highly organized slavery, all those things. And time's up. The Lord is not playing no more. The Lord is not playing no more. The Lord is not playing no more. Okay, so let me get into my story. Um, like I said, there's people that spend $50 on me. So I'm gonna tell y'all about the job I left. The big girl job. Oh, this is your big girl job, okay? So I used to do bookkeeping at this manufacturing company. And the president was known for being cheap and stingy. Okay? Not my words. This is what the people told me. I gave it the benefit of the doubt. Excuse me. I wasn't coming in judging nobody. I don't know these people. But this is what they kept saying. He's cheap. He's a cheapskate. Mr. Krabs. Of course, he didn't show that side to me. People can only expose themselves through their actions. And a mask can only stay on for so long. Right? So hear me out. Just listen to the story. Listen to everything. So, um, the $50 meals. So there was not a day that went by where this man didn't order $30 or more for lunch. No lie. So the average was $45. But a very frequent number was always $50. $50 plus. Always. 55, 48, 47. So if we just want to round it out and we just want to like make a solid number, let's say $40 a day on lunch. Granted, it was healthy stuff. It was healthy stuff. Okay? But this is an example of pure greed. It's no reason you should be spending that much on food daily and still go home and have dinner. Takeout. That's about $80 a day. $80 a day on food. Just think about that, y'all. Like, there's somebody like, listen, the capitalist in you is probably rising up like, well, that's their money. He's eating healthy with it. Like, it is what it is. Oh, and mind you, he was not a big tipper. Like, the people that came and delivered the food every single day, he was not a big tipper. Very stingy with the tip. I could see if it was like the tip making it that much. No, it's the food. Be clear. Okay. I think he had like a subscription and like, you know, it was probably like, like $5 or less. $5 or less and tip. You know what I'm saying? If I'm spending $45 on food, bro, every day, you should have a $10 tip every day. Neither here nor there. Um, um, I just want to say this. Chosen people are resourceful. Like people who are mindful and considerate and conscientious are beautiful people because you could literally go grocery shopping and meal prep for the week, spend like 150 a week. If you got a big appetite like that, you could just do 100 a week, honestly, like even less. But if you want to be like fancy, you could go to the grocery store for $150 a week and make good meals, like literally have your premium snacks, like cut the salmon up. And then too, he pretty much was repetitive. He wasn't like a person that like had different meals and stuff like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so um I'm not talking about his circumstances or nothing like that. Like, maybe he didn't want to, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm just telling you that is so much money being wasted. It's so many poor people in the world, and we're literally spending hundreds on our belly, like literally, like you can always treat yourself, indulge, engage, and things like that. But it's about balance. It's about balance. It's about balance. I would feel better if you're like evening it out with like, let me get this $10 tip, or maybe like one random person a week I'm gonna give $20, or like um I'm gonna make sure that I do this nice thing, like just balancing it out. These people don't balance. They take the most. This is another reason. This is another telltale sign that poor people and this capitalist mindset, whether they have the money or they don't, have in common is they take more and they give the least. They want a lot for nothing. Let me say that again. They want a lot for nothing. So let me go on with the story. Um, yeah, that was an example of pure greed. Um, and mind you, he wasn't fat. He wasn't fat. He was not fat. So all the people that's wondering, no, he was not fat. He was not fat. Um, he wasn't fat. Um, right. Okay, so boom. $50 meals every day. And yet, this is the same boss who had an employee that he was paying $10 an hour. $10 an hour. He loved hiring immigrants or people with no papers. He loved that. Or people with low skills so that he can lowball them. And I've witnessed him not hiring 2 to 3 qualified black men. Let's say 2 of them didn't get hired and then one of them did get hired, but they got dropped right before Christmas. Literally. So I've seen him disqualify very qualified black men because he knew in the long run that he could not control them. I've seen him do it. Like, this would be the best candidate. He'll be on my back like, we need to hire somebody. We need to hire somebody. We need to hire somebody. And I find somebody that's good, qualified, but he turned them away because I know it. It wasn't no other reason, right? So, yeah, he liked to lowball people. So This particular person who was making $2 an hour, let's call him John. In fact, I think that was his name, but y'all don't know him, so you know. Um, this particular person was white, um, but seemingly he didn't know his worth. You know, someone might think that he was like mentally challenged. I didn't think that. I think he was very sweet. You know what I mean? Um, I treated all of them with a lot of respect. Like, I remember before I left, one of them came up to me and was just like, "I pray for you all the time," and that just touched me. Like, you know what I mean? They were good people. They were good people. They were. It was a small company as well. It wasn't a huge company. It wasn't a huge company. It was pretty small, like 25 employees or less. So I could, handle that. Man. And this guy, John, he might not have know his worth. And he worked 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. Okay? A diligent worker. He had been working there for over 5 years. Very diligent. I almost want to say he was working there for 10 years, to my memory, but I don't want to unintentionally lie or fib or anything like that. So I'm just going to say 5 years plus for sure. Okay? And mind you, I do want to put this in here. The president, he had a policy. There was a policy in the employee handbook when you get hired and everything. This is a policy that everybody had to be clocked in by 6:55 or earlier, or else their pay will be docked. So if your shift starts at 7 a.m. and you clock in at 6:59 a.m., your pay doesn't start until 7:15. So your pay is docked to 7:15 a.m. And y'all, my heart would break when I had to dock people pay. Me personally, I've never worked at a job like that. I've I didn't even knew that type of stuff existed when I got there. Like I didn't even know that type of stuff still existed. I'm keeping a buck with you. Like I thought that was like unheard of. Like when I clock in, that's when I start getting paid. You understand? You understand? So it would break my heart when I had to dock people pay. You know, so him after I did the payroll, he would review over it to make sure that it was right. And even like when I tried to cut people slack, like let's say they clocked in at 6:57, he'd say no, 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 no. Or let's say 7:01. No, 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 no. 7:15. So he would watch after me and stuff like that. And then finally he started trusting me a little bit, and honestly, I would cut people slack. Like if you clocked in at 6:58, bro, like you good. Like I changed to 6:55. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like people made a mistake, they'll come up and be like, "Hey, I was here, but I just forgot to clock in," or like, stuff like that. And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." I had a heart, like my heart. I just didn't feel good doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like me being an administrator. Like, so I'm seeing all these crooked and shady practices. You know what I'm saying? Like that broke my heart. Anyway, back to John. John was making $10 an hour, never late, ever, never, ever, ever late, always early, very loyal and consistent. Um, um, I have to tell you this part so that we can go to what happened to John. Right before I came into the company, their maintenance technician quit. And that technician, that position, helped the company not have to be able to outsource to other companies to come help repair the machines or operate the machine, like keep the maintenance of the machines going, basically. You know what I'm saying? So the machines wouldn't give out. You know, I'm a girl. I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm a girl. It took me a while to like pick up on everything, but and I, so yeah, maintenance technician is maintaining the technology, right? The machines, right? So they had left. So mind you, he's cheap, so he does not want to have to keep calling other companies to have them come in, and he has to keep paying these bills. So he ended up hiring this guy that he knew that did a couple little works for him or whatever. And mind you, we had some good candidates come in, but like they were very integral and very much wanted perks, benefits, and everything. So of course, he didn't hire them. Of course not. So, you know, um, he hired this buddy of his, who had helped him in the past. Uh, so he trusted him and offered him 75,000 a year for what he did or whatever. Honestly, that was a generous amount. You know, if he was so cheap, he could have got away with 55,000 to 60,000, but because he was kinfolk, and he wanted to actually prove to this guy that, like, um, he wasn't a cheapskate. And he's a friend, so he know he cheap. So he was just like, I'm not basically proving to him like he's not cheap. Like, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you 75,000 a year. This man, from the day he started, was a virus to the company. From the first day he started to the last day where the cops were called to escort him away from the premises, he was a virus and a problem. Everything from attempted physical altercations in a workplace. Never been in a workplace with physical altercations, bro. Physical altercations, apparent bullying. Basically, like, this guy was just like cancer. Okay. But also, he had like this hero mindset. Like, he's the type to like try to destroy everything and then like build it up to become like this hero. Like the way he went out into the because I worked up front, but they worked back in the shop. Yeah, the way he went into the shop was very much like, I'm the savior, I'm the leader, you guys take orders from me, like, but like people was not receptive to that because nobody likes an arrogant jerk. Nobody. And so when people didn't really respect his authority, respect my authority. When people didn't respect his authority, he pretty much just had like a BF, like a tantrum or whatever. So, he would always be telling and like, oh, why is this person like this? And anyway, just getting into everybody's business. Anyway, long story short. So, um, he started getting in people's business to try to figure out how much they made. Because basically, I think he could tell that they were like slaves. I think he could tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a white guy, had a lot of opportunities, grew up with his dad in business. Like, this guy, basically arrogant. Again, like I said, arrogant and high minded. So he could tell that he was around a bunch of poor people, basically. So he eventually got into their business, and John ended up telling him how much he made because John was so sweet. And he told the guy that he only made $10. He flipped out, you know. Again, it's just this hero mindset. It's not that you actually care about the people, but he just want to make a scene because he knows it's wrong, but it's like he just want to make a scene. So two things can be true at the right time. But listen, hear me out. If you're out here listening to this message and you want to be a captain hero and super save or whatever, whether it's for your selfish reasons or just out of righteousness, go ahead and do that. Speak up for God's people. Become an alliance. Um, Sound the whistle, sound the alarm. Do what you gotta do. Use your privilege. Use your white privilege, your Asian privilege, whatever privileges you have, beauty privileges, high ranking privileges, whatever you have, use that to speak truth to power. Go ahead. I Please do. I'm glad. I'm glad that this happened. And So the maintenance technician went to the president, like, you're paying him $10. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? He's one of the best workers out there. Da, 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 da. And so eventually he wore him down, and then, mind you, he didn't tell me much. He just told me what he needed me to do, you know. And so one day he came to me and he said, we're gonna give John a raise. We're gonna give John a raise. And we're gonna raise him to $15 an hour. And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, good. Cause I'm telling you, I used to look at them wages like mad, angry, annoyed. Like, why would you be paying these people this? And they're like dedicated to this job. That's so wrong. But he said we was gonna give him a raise to $15. And I'm like, okay, cool. Here comes Mr. Krabs. Here come the Mr. Krabs of it all. This is where the line in the sand began to be drawn, and this is where I realized, like, they not like us. They not like us. And this is where I realized, like, I don't rock with people. Like, this is where I realized, like, it's not meant for me to work for other people. This is meant for me to actually be running the business. And it was beautiful that I was actually running the business, you know, the books and everything. So I know what to do. This man told me, we're going to give him a raise. But what I want you to do is gradually raise his pay rate by $1 every week until they go up to $15. So he wanted me to, next week, you make $11. To keep going into the system and changing his rate. The week after that, you make $12. The week after that, you make $13. The week after that, you make $14. Until one week, you just get to $15. Can somebody in the comments tell me what that means? Like, can somebody in the comments tell me, like, what did you get from that? Because to me, I just got, like, I'm going to make you suffer. You're not going to get it until I say you get it. It's like, why can't I just go into the system and put $15? Like, by this time, I was just like, oh, so the rumors are true. That is this man. That's true. If somebody tell me they're gonna gradually raise my pay rate every week, maybe the old me would be like, okay, okay. Well, at least I'm gonna get to it. The new me, give me my money right now. Stop playing with me and go up in that system and change it to $15. Stop playing with me. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. By the time he got to $12, because I literally, he lied to me in the beginning and he said that he would hire me an assistant, but he did not do that. So literally everything is on me. I have 3 job roles in one and getting paid one salary, pay rate. I'm not even on salary. You literally have me doing 3 jobs. My job before that, I only had one position, which was HR. I do HR work. That's it. This job, I'm doing HR, I'm doing bookkeeping, I'm helping with taxes, and I'm doing shipping coordination too. So I have so much work. I don't have time to keep going into the system and changing this man pay rate. By the time it got to week 2, week 3, by week 3 he had his $15. Don't talk to me. Don't. But I said it. I said it. By week 3, he had his $15. I'm not about to be stressed out every time I do payroll. Oh, John need another dollar. Give John his money and keep it going. Is you crazy? Is you out your mind? But yeah, people, that's the story of like just greed, bro. Like that's inhumane. Like stuff be inhumane. And I know that this happens in so many other places. Um, that's foul. I have nothing against this person. Honestly, I have nothing against this person. I left that place. Yeah, I left that place. March 2023. It's 2 years later now. Here I am on my journey, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. I learned a lot there. I know that it was God meant for me to be there. I knew that that was needed, and I'm actually really glad that John got a raise. And I pray that he gets another one soon. And everybody that was a worker there, everybody treated me with respect. Um, e- okay, it be them two apples. It be them two bad apples. But them people just be miserable. But everybody else treated me with respect, and you know, I appreciate that. So I was very happy about that. I say all this to say this: poor people love capitalism. Doesn't matter if you're poor in the spirit or you're poor in the physical. Hoarding, controlling, stifling, stopping, suffocating, squeezing the life out of people, that is evil and wickedness. It's evil and it's wicked, and God's people will be avenged. And I want you to evaluate your own mindset. I want you to really ask yourself, like, are you a capitalist? Ask yourself that. I think, what would it be called? Like an actual democracy? I don't know. I think we should be in a freer world where the people at the top, the little bit of hands at the top, are controlling the way things go. I think that we should, and I don't think that the government should be in full control either. I think that we should have more freedom. Entrepreneurship is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but like when they're the ones who push the button on who wins or not, that's not okay. We need more people infiltrating the top. We need more people with righteous intentions with the actual wealth. Because listen, if the righteous control the wealth, then people will have no choice but to fall in line with righteous ways. You wouldn't have no choice because people need that bag. People need to pay their bills. So if you come to somebody and tell them that they have to be righteous and just and true to make $1 million a year, a lot of us gonna be on that. A lot of people gonna be on that. But no, they're being incentivized to do wickedness for money. It all has to change, and the shift is here. I love you all very much. Thank you. If you made it this far, you were invested in this story, as was I. Right? I'm here, right? Um, about to take me a little nizzy yappy, and I'll get back to yibby yapping later. I love you guys so much. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Child, I'm poor. Help me. I'm the poor. Okay, child. But the thing is, I'm being put in position to be able to help the very people that I talk about. Because the thing is, even with nothing, I still help. I will give my last. I didn't used to be like this. Honestly, truly, honestly, truly, honestly. So that's why I'm not judging you if you still have a capitalist mindset. I'm not judging you. I'm asking you to observe yourself. That's it. That's all I'm asking. I'm not judging you. Been there, honestly. But through the healing of my heart and my intentions and my motives being purified, that's wicked. That's wicked. The system is wicked. So yeah, help a poor person. Um, just on the street. Oh, I want to say this little tidbit. If you're not even that super of an intentional person, like I don't care if you are, stop worrying about what homeless people are gonna do with the money. Or like I was gonna almost say like bums, like people think they're bums on the street, basically, like that are like whatever that look weird and stuff like that. Stop judging them on what they gonna do with the money. Like y'all will be like, I ain't about to get them $10 so that they can go drink it. I'm not about to get them $10 so that they can go smoke it. I'm not about to go get them $10 so they can do drugs. I'm not about to get them. But yet you smoke and you drink and you do drugs and you sin and you're in fornication and you spend $100 at a restaurant in one day and you're this and that. They're human too. They're human too. Either you're going to be a cheerful giver and just obediently give, maybe even blindly give. Either you're going to do that or you're not. That remind me of them people that where you be like, hey, do you got $20? And they be like, for what? I've I've come to realize in my life that when they say for what and it's literally less than $100 or it's less than $20 or whatever, they're not going to give it to you. Or they're giving it to you with a little control on it, with a little like entitleization on it. You're either freely giving or you're not. I don't care what you do. They want you to explain your whole life. Hey, can I get $50? For what? Well, my light bill is off. And then I'm gonna go get some food from the grocery store. And then on the side, I'm gonna get me a bag of weed. Bro, bro, whatever you do with it is what you do with it, bro. Like, that's crazy. This is a homeless person. This is a person that don't have nothing. Or this is a person that's like, maybe they do have a job, but it's like a low paying job. And it's like, they might pay you back for real or they might not. It's like, why are we so tied to materials? This is not to say throw your money away frivolously. It's not none of that. But a lot of y'all know you wasn't gonna do nothing with that $20 but go buy a pack of backwoods. Um, go get some lashes. Um, get your eyebrows waxed. Where the society is going, we're gonna have to learn how to do stuff on our own. You're not gonna be able to have a wax lady all the time. Remember COVID? Remember COVID? You didn't have no wax lady. You know what you did? You humbly went and got them tweezers or the eyebrow razor and you humbly cut yourself up. Humbly. So a lot of stuff we about to be going through in society is just about to be a lot of humbling. A lot of humbling. So people who go without on the daily, they're going to be more fit and equipped on how to live this life than people who have been kept and taken care of for a very long time, or keeping themselves and take care of themselves for a long time, the playing field will actually be leveled because yeah, it'll be leveled because they know how to deal with it. You don't. Thank you so much, y'all. I love you. Bye.